Now this is about the gang stalking torture in my own subdivision. I live in one neighborhood that has multiple subdivisions, hundreds and hundreds of subdivisions. Now, when my severe gang stalking started in 2014, around that time, 2014, 15, um, if there were a lot of cars, random cars that would just stand just right, either outside right here or a little bit further down or here, or if I go like a little bit out from this subdivision, there is like a stop sign in my own subdivision. And so at that particular stop point, they will place random cars, like right when I'm about to go out. Then I'm gonna just draw this little bit here. So say I go out of my neighborhood like this, right? There's like a cul-de-sac here. I'm here, and so there's a road here and here. So now there's another little small roundabout. There's a road going here, and there is another exit out here. So right here, there's a stop sign, okay? So either there'll be car just standing here, or there'll be some car standing here, and then there is a road here, but it is still within my neighborhood. I'm out of my subdivision, but this is within our neighborhood. So either there'll be car either placed somewhere here, even cop's car, okay? Cop's car or some random car will be just placed little further ahead. And then here comes another roundabout. This is like a big roundabout with, okay, so it is like this. So there'll be some cars either standing here or here. There's a clubhouse here, so something here, something over the other. So this is how a lot of gang stalking activity was going on, especially just to tell me like I'm being watched, and to tell me don't go out to do groceries like after a certain time. You be at home, and all that BS was going on. A lot of that stuff was going on. So anyways, once I stopped by because somebody had stopped here, and it was so weird, so it was getting it on my nerves. And so I came from grocery store, and literally I had to stop, and I had to tell the person, what are you doing here, and they were like, oh, I'm here to pick up my kids. I'm like, it was so weird because I was doing a lot of grocery, and back then, and I used to come in the afternoon time. I never ever saw any vehicles stand like this. So it was so bizarre that even these ladies who were inside, they were in a car, but they were all like they had this makeup and all that. I'm like, and two ladies, I mean, to get your child, you're doing your makeup, or I'm not sure. I mean, how are you doing your makeup and then you're just standing there, just to bring your child inside in here? I'm not sure, whatever. So, but back then I had no clue. But what happened was, right after that communication with those strangers, they sent me this particular mail. Okay, I think there were 3 or 4 of these, but anyways, this particular mail, and the very first came from mailed from zip code so and so, St. Cloud, Sartell, Minnesota. Now I live in a totally different state. This mail has to do with our neighbors. It's like some next door neighbor thing. It is within my subdivision, not even my neighborhood. Like I said, this part is my subdivision here. This is not even a neighborhood. I mean, it is my neighborhood. I'm inside, the subdivision is inside my neighborhood. But this belongs to just my subdivision, just the few houses that are within this area. So why would a person mail a local mail from Minnesota? Obviously, somebody was doing it on purpose, and that letter came right after my communication with this lady. The very next day I saw in my mailbox, and this was lying. Then they did a drama about the, it's like a fenugreek leaves, I was plucking. It was sitting in my refrigerator, and my mother-in-law said that she wants to eat this, and we thought, okay, let's just use it up before it wilts out, right? But yeah, there were some leaves that were wilted, and so I was like trying to remove the bad ones from the good ones. So now the water is getting a little greenish, right when I'm like trying to wash it. So now to synchronize that event, they sent somebody from water utility guy. He took like a sample of water from my driveway, like right here, because at that time it had rained. So he took a sample from there, because I have like a downhill, so the water was accumulated there. He took a sample. He came to the doorstep and he showed me, see, look, your water is pink color. So basically they wanted to synchronize the green color of the water with the pink color of the water and tell me, see, look how dirty it is, or it's contaminated, whatever. So they wanted to again make me feel guilty and do super interrogation at Dr. Richard Boylan said, that these Delta Force CIA Area 51 people, they do this a super interrogation. So this was a street theater done. And then I asked, who said that there was a, why you're coming here, who sent you? And he said that somebody called, they got a call from some lady. Okay, so now we know a lady had called the water utility guys. I said when the call was made, and they gave me the date of 2 days prior, so 25th, and they had started to use 25th for, they first used the December 25th to make a fake death in our lake of a boy from the military family, to tell me that Jesus Christ is dead. Okay, so they made the boy, they did the fake death of that boy. Then again they did this street theater, and while the guy came on, I think 27th, but they the guy didn't say, they wanted to make street theater for 27th itself, but when I called water utility to ask, they said, oh, somebody complained on 25th. So I had cameras installed in my house. I went back, I looked up at the cameras on 25th, because see, if this is my house here, I'm just gonna, okay, see, if this is my house, the plot next to me is empty. This plot is empty, there is no house. Then there is a house here, and there is another neighbor's house here. So only person who can complain about my property is either this person, because this is an empty plot. This person cannot complain. So I couldn't believe, because I saw my driveway, everything was empty. There was no rain, there was no leakage, nothing. So I literally had to go to this person's house, my neighbor's house, and ask if you complained it. And they outright denied it. They're like, no, we did not complain. So because I made a second attempt to talk to someone in Willow Point, they again sent me this letter very next day in about these neighbors. This is how they do synchronizations. And this time the mail came from Fullerton, California, and this is where my sister-in-law, she lives. She used to live there for just few months. So now from Minnesota they came to Fullerton, and her name means prayer. Okay, so as if me going to my neighbor's house makes me like a sexual predator or something. So now they want to tell me the name of my sister-in-law that matches the name, like prayer. Oh, pray, you're going to your neighbor's house, like as if I committed big crime. But in reality, they first made this entire fraudulent street theater about somebody complaining about it, and this neighbor, they outright denied. They are like, the wife wasn't even in the town. She went to her daughter's college in some different city. Okay, and she said, and I was talking to the wife's mother. She was there. And she said that her daughter is not here. She went to her daughter's college or wherever in a totally different city, and she said that nobody has complained from our house. There is no leak, like we haven't noticed anything. So she confirmed that, and after, because I went to her house, they sent me this letter again. So first they sent me when I tried to communicate with somebody here, then they sent me another letter when I tried to communicate with my own neighbor here, and then there was this another letter that I received January 12th, so just yesterday, because today is January 13th, and this is also from Fullerton, California. Now, why they want to say that? Because I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I made a video wherein I was just showing that how my neighbors do synchronization. I didn't speak to anybody. Now they started to poke my shooting needle pain in the right side of my abdomen, because anyways, their dog, they came barking, right? And I took the video of that dog, that look how they synchronize all the events. So I did not personally communicate, but yeah, I did take the video and I exposed them, like how they do synchronizations with the ambulance sirens, honking of the horn, dogs barking at the same time. They will do anything and everything at the same time. So either the neighbor is in on this targeting, or the mind is being hacked. As Yuval Noah Harari said, the mind is hacked either via implants or witchcraft. He won't say the word witchcraft because Illuminati wants to keep it a secret for the rest of the general public. So, and I don't believe all these neighbors have implants in their brain for their brains to be hacked. The only way they can do it is via devils and witchcraft, unless and until they are in on this targeting. So, so when I did that, now they want to super interrogate about it. So they send me this letter again. And you see, it's coming from, I don't even live in this state. Why would a person, so this is the person, Monte Barrett. So, and then on this February 28th or somewhere previous, it was Peggy Russell, okay? They give out all these names. So if the person is like head of all this neighborhood of my subdivision, okay, just subdivision, and if you're mailing from our subdivision, why it says that mailed from zip code so and so, mailed from zip code so and so, Fullerton and Minnesota. See, mailed from zip code this. Okay, it doesn't make sense. Obviously, these people are doing targeting. They are doing all these street theaters for super interrogation purpose. So the moment if I try to talk to somebody, then they will send all these kind of letters within my neighborhood.